Hi guys, welcome back to Vie D'Elcie. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you guys who are new, I give you a huge warm hug and welcome you to my channel. You are going to enjoy yourself. Today I am doing a video because you guys know we've entered a new decade, and I am doing a decade in review video. I will go through some of the things that happened to me, very quick, very brief, very small information from the year 2010 until 2019. You guys are free to share with me as well in the comment section if you want to share what did you guys do in the past 10 years, what happened to y'all. So that's what I will do, and it'll be interesting because it'll be interesting to see it'll be interesting to see that in the past, like, basically 10 years, what have God done in my life, like how have I moved from one place and God has brought me to here. It's interesting, so let's get right into it. So the first thing is, in 2010 I remembered, basically I'm gonna be sharing with you guys the things that I remember the most, like the things that stood out to me most in those years. So in 2010 was the earthquake that was in Haiti. So I was there when the earthquake happened. I was in a building. I lived with my aunts at the time, and then things began to shake, and everybody was just running outside, like running out of the building. It was a building apartment, and I remember we ran outside, and my memory is really vague about what happened after that. I know we didn't sleep in the house, but honestly, I don't remember exactly what we did afterwards. I think I was in the midst of traveling to the capital anyways to get my papers ready for traveling to Canada. So I believe that's what happened after the earthquake. After the earthquake in 2010, I also lived in the Dominican for 3 months, and guys, I actually spoke Spanish. And I actually spoke the language. I was I could have a conversation. If I went to the groceries, I wasn't speaking I was actually speaking Spanish. And then when I came to Canada, by June, by the summer of 2010, then I started forgetting my Spanish because I was learning my English. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened in 2010. In 2011, that's when I kind of started transitioning into the FACS system, Family and Children Services, because bad things weren't the best when I was living with my stepmom and my dad. And it's just Family and Children Services got involved around 2011, and I started living with my stepsister, and that didn't work out. So at the end of 2011, that's when I also started high school. And that's when I also started high school, and then I moved to a group home. I started living in a group home because they hadn't found an actual family, a home for me to stay in yet. So yeah, in 2011, that's what happened. I started high school and moved to a group home, and after the group home, I moved with a with my foster parent. Her name is Margot. Maybe I'll add a picture of her for you guys, and in the video after. Her name is Margot, and I still have a relationship with her till today. It was really good. I had a really good experience staying with her. In 2012, I traveled to the US by myself for the first time. I went to see my family, and in 2012 as well is the year where I got caught where my bondage of masturbation started. That's the year that I started to practice that, and then from then on, you guys know, if you watch my previous videos, that I didn't stop until 2018 when God stepped into the situation. And also in 2000, what else did I do around that time? Oh yeah, when I traveled to the US that year, 2012, I had no visa, guys. I showed up to the American border with my suitcase, ready to go see my family. I had no visa. They were like, where are you going? And I was like, seeing my family. And they were like, okay, first of all, we need to take your handprint and like do back scan, back check and everything. I'm like, you ain't gonna find nothing on me. How old was I? 16? I'm 16 years old. Like, why are you gonna find on me? So I spent like maybe about like an hour and a half in the airport, and then they cleared me and they gave me like a little piece of paper. You know, had to get back at a certain time, and then, you know, learn my lesson. Next time I got my visa to go to the US. But now, by God's grace, I'm also a Canadian citizen, so, which I don't know why I'm skipping to that, but I'm a Canadian citizen, so I don't think I'll be needing a visa anymore. But anyways, thank God, thank the Lord. That's another testimony for another day. 2013, I reconnected with my goddaughter's mom, because we actually had a kind of a fallout in between, and then I reconnected to her and then rekindled my relationship with my goddaughter. Maybe I'll also add a picture of her. She is so precious to me and so close to my heart, and like, I don't know, I love her till death do us part, basically. Yeah, because that's my daughter, period. My daughter. 2015, a lot happened in 2015. I went back to Haiti by myself for the first time after 5 years, so I was really excited to see my mom. When I was going, I also went to Haiti not just to see my mom, but to see a boy, to see a man, okay? To see a man that at the age of 18 years old, okay, guys? Because that's when I turned 18, and I decided, yeah, I was gonna see a man that I was talking to. That's another testimony for another day. Keep your questions in your mind, okay? Stop making assumptions. Stop. But yeah, so 2015, and then I also started university at the end of 2015. So you see, a lot happened in 2015. I also started my first year of university in September 2015, and I graduated high school in June, or I think it was June 2015. Yeah. 2016, I worked, I guess I skipped one thing. In 2015 or 2014, that's when I worked my first job, which was at H&M. And then 2016 is when I worked my second job, which was at a laundromat or whatever they were called. But it was for like bigger hotels and like big events, basically. Like, yo, there was heat. I remember I started breaking out. There was heat. I was like feeding things through like machines to iron them and all that stuff. That was my second job, and that's actually, I made a good amount of money that summer. But then, do you know what I did with the money? I spent majority of it on a man. You see, your girl went through it with mans, and I know I haven't told you guys much, but it's another story for another day. Like, I spent my money on mans. Okay, next 2016, 2017, I moved then. You see, what was wrong? I thank God for his grace, man. I thank God for his grace. Every time I look back in my life, back at this decade, only the grace of God. 2017, I moved in with a man, and I was basically living in secret with somebody. My family didn't know about it, and yeah, I was just out here living my best life, acting like I was living my best life, and I knew it was wrong, and I was convicted day in day out. But yeah, I did that in 2017. There's also something else in that 2017 that I don't want to share with you guys yet, because it's a whole other video and I don't want to mess it around. And then 2018, I broke up with the person that I was living with. Broke up with them, went to another person. That's also another story for another time. I don't know. Like, I have a lot of stories for other times, okay, guys? There's a lot that happened in the past. decade. So I'm just trying to give you guys a summary. Take it. I broke up with that one that I was living with, went to be with another person. That's all in 2018. Broke up with that person because God said, no, no more. You ain't about to give men your attention your entire life. And now I want you. God said, now I want you. So that's when I discovered, well, I had discovered Campus Rush before that, but that's when I really started going to Campus Rush because, guys, I was living in shame. I was, at the end of 2018, I was living in shame. I felt alone. I was by myself. I had to move in by myself for the first time. So I started living by myself. So I had no option but to stare at the God. I had no option but to stare at God. So I started staring at God, and God started speaking to me, and I started actually listening to him and following him. That's when I went to my encounter at Campus Rush, and I got baptized in 2018. And 2019, I made the decision, listen, girl, this God thing is really, 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 really way better than all these mans that you were trying to, you know, satisfy, and everything you were trying to do with satisfying yourself. They were not working. God is it. So I decided, listen, I'm gonna take it more seriously and listen to I cut off secular music, changed the way I dress. And the thing is, like, that's one of the questions that somebody on Instagram that I had asked, if somebody had questions they wanted me to answer. Somebody asked me, how did my style change over the years, over the decades? And I will add some pictures for you guys to see. Guys, like, I was looking back on the way I used to dress. Honestly, I look at myself, I say, what the heck were you doing? What were you doing with your life? But basically, the way I used to dress, like, this part was covered. Most of the time my stomach was out. If my stomach wasn't out, the clothes were really skin tight, like just kind of like revealing, seductive kind of clothes. And the thing is, couldn't nobody tell me anything about the way I used to dress. Whenever somebody made a bad comment like, oh my gosh, Elcie, you dress like very revealing, I'd be like, oh, it's just who I am. Literally, guys, that was my excuse. I said, oh, it's who I am. It's because I'm comfortable with myself. It's because I like my body. Like, I'm comfortable in my body. Like, it's not because I'm a hoe or anything. Like, it's not I feel like, and I was always be like, I feel like people misjudge me just because of the way I dress, but really they just don't know me. But girl, you were giving all the wrong impressions by the way you dress. I will add some pictures for you guys to see as the person requested on Instagram. But basically, that's how, you know, that's a quick summary about my past decade. And I thank God that in this new decade he has given me new vision. He has planted me in a house where I can be close to him, and I can have vision about my life and think greater things about my life. And you know, now one of my goals is to dress, you know, with modesty, dress like a businesswoman, but still sexy, still looking good, because ain't nothing said that you can't serve God and look good. Okay, so we're gonna look good and serve the Most High God and slay in the natural and slay in the spirit. Okay, so that's what I wanted to share with you guys today, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, press the like button. If you have anything you would like to say, comment under the video. Comment under the video. And if you haven't subscribed, my girl, my guy, what are you doing? Just press the subscribe button. Press the subscribe button. Press subscribe, and you won't regret subscribing to this channel, because it is 2020. It's 2020 and greater things are coming. And I'm always telling you guys this, but you don't want to believe me. But seriously, greater things are coming. Anyways, thank you guys for watching my video. Once again, I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Mwah!